What's up, guys? Welcome back to Smilegers YouTube channel. So today we are going to talk about burp suit. We will do a quick tour to the burp suit professional and discuss very few and very important topics. So let's get started without wasting our time. So first of all, we have to learn about request and response, client and server. So let's get started. So here is this is our client. We can say it our web browser, our client, or our user agent, and this is the web server of the URL, particular URL. So what happen in backend? So every time you go to the facebook.com, google.com, yahoo, etc., instagram, anything, so you think that we type the in www.instagram.com and it visited the visit to the instagram.com? No, not at all. So first of all, your web browser request to the for instagram.com to the web server. So the DNS server resolve the IP address of the instagram.com, and the server got the request from your client, and it will it will show you appropriate response of your request body. So this work happens in background. We can see only graphical user interface in our web browser, but in burp suit we can we can easily see the character user interface of our request body and as well as our response body. So how does the request and response body look like? So here you can see this is our request body and this is our response body. So let's understand let's understand first the request body. So here get is the request method. So there are many kind of request methods like get, post, put, head, option, connect, delete, many others and so on. Here you can see in request body there is a path means your url's third url's path, like any directory file, and after that our request http version 1.1. Then after we can see here host, your host, like suppose example.com or instagram.com or google or facebook.com. Then after we can see in request body there is a user agent. So what is the user agent? We already know that our web browser is our user agent. Accept languages, encoding, transfer encoding, connection type. There are several other headers are also available in request body. I cover only few of these headers. So then after in request body the most important part are their cookies and parameters or query. So request body contains the cookie for authentication or doing such kind of events, and the parameter and query for processing your request. So let's move forward to the response body. In response body you can see first of all here our http protocol and version, then after status code. So we will see, let's see what is the status code. So there are any kind of status code: 1xs, 2xs, 3xs, 4xs, 5xs, 10,000 10xs, and many more. So I cover only few of these for quick review. So 1xs called one state. If here in our request body you can see in the place of response body, we can see in the place of status code we can see 101 100 101 200 okay 201 created 202 accepted and so on. In 3xs request is we can see 301 moved permanently, 302 found, and so on. In 4xs request is we can also see 404 not found, 400 bad request, 401 unauthorized, and many more. And finally in 5xs status code, for example we can see 500 internal server error, 501 not implemented, 502 bad gateway, and so on. So these status code are dependent on our request body, which kind of request we are going to send to the server, that server will respond the status code like that. So here let's understand other headers. So content type, if our request is sending any content to the web server like text, HTML, PHP file, image, JPG, PNG, JPG, MP4, video file, audio file, text file, anything else. So after that, char set, strict transport layer, security, xparm option, date, anything. There are many kind of several headers are there, and we can focus on last two headers, content length. So here content length is based on web server. If server is supporting CRLF, then you have to know about basic about CRLF. If you don't know about CRLF, I will discuss about that in our next video. So content type is content length is the server's kind of code like of something. It based on if we are passing any limit of characters of content that can be response on our content length. And last thing is your response. So what is the response? Like response is in will be shown in many format like JSON, XML, HTML, PHP, and other kind of responses. So we understood on the basic things here. So now we are going to go a tour of our Bubshoot Professional. So this is our web browser, Mozilla Firefox, and this is our Bubshoot Professional version 2020.1. So this is our proxy. So in proxy we go to the option and see our proxy is 127.0.0.1 and port number is 8080. So for running proxy in our web browser, we will go to the settings, options, type here proxy, PROXY. In proxy you can see, click on manual proxy and add this proxy to here and port number as well, and make this check on also use this proxy for HTTP and HTTPS and click on OK. So here our proxy is set. So now we can intercept the request of our web browser. Like we are refreshing this and you can see here this is our host www.youtube.com and this is our parameter, this is our path, SmileHacker YT. This is our request word. Here we can see the cookie as well and many. So now how could we see the response? There are two ways to see the response here. First is send it to repeater tab. So we will discuss the repeater tab later on. So right click, do intercept the request. Do intercept response to this request and click on forward. So here is our response of that request, status code 200, okay, content length, and this is our HTML response. This is the CUI, character user interface response. So make intercept off, then after the browser will perform the request. So what does the intercept does? Intercepts the request of our web browser, and we allowing us to modify the request and after that send it to the original web server. So here we are going to the repeater tab. Now what is the repeater tab? So repeater tab is like a queue. So we can send our request to repeater and do further testing. Like in in proxy, our intercept section, if we modify the request and send it to the web browser, we can't get that request back. So for backup, we have put our request into repeater tab. In repeater tab you can see here this is our request and this is our response, and here we can do further testing. Like we can try many times our manipulation of request is. So this is our request is, And now we will check the next intruder tab. So intruder is the second most important tab. So send this request to intruder. So why do we use intruder? So in a real world scenario, we cannot perform like 100 or 1000 of requests or payloads manually. So here we can use the intruder tab for the performing brute force attack. So how could we perform brute force attack? Like for example, I am showing you the basic brute force attack. Like if we add this to the scope, and we will see the payloads like load payloads x.txt. Here I loaded my XSS payloads. The position is this. Sorry, I will remove this position and I will put it here. So between these two dollar sign, it will start our payloads starting attack. So here we click on start attack. So you can see instead of smile they are performing XSS payloads. You can see these are loaded from my txt file. So this is intruder tab for performing brute force or brute forcing such things. So next one is decoder. What is the decoder tab? So in request and response you can find many kind of encryption techniques used by the developers as well as web servers. So for breaking such kind of encryption technique, for example, we put any like, so this text I will copy this, send it to decoder. I will paste that text here and decode as like base64. So it will decode about text into base64 and show is in below tab. So this is the very basic tool of Burp Suite Professional. In the next video we will see the further details and the further things. So thank you so much for watching this video. Please, if you like this video, please do share and subscribe this. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.